Hello and welcome to Project Art Now. Today I want to talk about consistency, but more specifically that one time inconsistency helped to make a better story. As always, I'm interested in knowing your thoughts and opinions on the topic. Please make sure to share them on the comment section. This time there will be no manga of the week. Now, this madness is not without reason. I want to create illustrations based on your own writing, so please share on the comment section any scene from your own writing and I'll do my best to draw it. Alternative, you can respond to the pinned tweet. You'll see the link to it and my other socials on the description box. The first one is a scene from Alexander Corby's upcoming book Taliesin, Chief of Bards. Hope you like it. Please check out my store where you'll find great products with cool designs. Also, if you enjoy fantasy and science fiction, you'll love my book The Project Sare. All links are in the description box. Now, let's talk about consistency. I think we all can agree on the importance of it, as inconsistency could potentially ruin a story, with a single exception, Planet Hulk. And I will go into more detail about it, but first, let's see why consistency is so important. I believe there are three main ways consistency should be shown: consistency of character, of plot, and of world. Now, by consistency of character, it doesn't mean that characters are not allowed to change or evolve. Au contraire, as a matter of fact, usually it's better to see a character change than remaining the same throughout the story. However, whatever change they go, no matter how extreme, must fit within them. A great example is Prince Zuko from Avatar The Last Airbender. Zuko from Book 1, Zuko from Book 2, and Zuko from Book 3 are completely different from each other. However, it is the same character at all times. Every action he does, whether good or bad, it is consistent with who he is. When he made a deal with pirates so they would help him capture Aang, when he defended a small town from airbenders taking advantage of his inhabitants, and when he helped Katara track the man who killed her mother, all those are actions that Zuko will do, but they are specific to a time frame in his life. And while it's fair to assume that Zuko will also protect a small town in the later episodes, but this time he won't be alone. Now, let's move to consistency of plot. I like to believe everyone enjoys a good plot twist. However, and I'll say this at risk of sounding repetitive, consistency is important. A good example here is Ethany by N. Malone, whom I have the pleasure of interviewing her. After this, I'll recommend you to check it out. Now, the plot of Ethany is simple but captivating. This is a small extraction from the description on the Amazon page for the book series. On the run for the last 900 years, Ethany feels it's time to find her sisters. First, she must outsmart and outwit the forces who want nothing more than to see her and her family dead. Her quest will not be easy. One of the reasons I enjoy this tale is that it isn't static. However, despite all the changes, ups and downs, the author respects the plot throughout the history, even on the subsequent books. This reminds me, I need to get the new one. Anyway, we know the plot stands on two pillars. The first one, Ethany wants to find her sisters. The second, there are those who want Ethany and her family dead. Now, those two things are not happening all the time because then it'd be boring, but rather enough to keep consistency. And yes, there are plenty of twists. Finally, consistency of word. And again, like with the other two, change might be expected. Here, I want to use as an example Asterix the Gaul. I surprised you with this one, didn't I? You see, Asterix goes to numerous adventures in company of his loyal friend Obelix against the mighty Roman Empire with the aid of the magic potion that grant them super strength. Now, their adventures naturally happen during the heyday of the Roman Empire. That's why consistency of word is particularly important for the Asterix tales. Without proper justification, it would be ridiculous to see Asterix in a war before and or after the Roman Empire. Sure, Asterix has had adventures outside the Roman Empire, but as far as I'm aware, always within the world where it's his. Now, I believe to be crystal clear, the consistency is important. Remove consistency, not just from the examples gave, but from any story, and it will be ruined, with the sole exception of Planet Hulk. Now, you might wonder, how is Planet Hulk inconsistent? Well, not the whole movie. And yes, I'm referring to the movie version, not the comic book. And by movie, I mean, of course, the animated that was made in the 90s. I believe. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because honestly, I don't remember. Anyway, there's a scene where the Hulk is in chains, which, okay, he had been captured before, but then, when he naturally tries to break free, to no avail. Here's where the inconsistency happens, because while it's possible that those chains were made of a material far stronger than anything the Hulk has ever encountered, but what doesn't sit well with the character of the Hulk is how easy he gave up, to the point of hearing the advice of one of the other prisoners who told him to save his strength. We all know the Hulk has was no need to save his strength. The Hulk himself knows this as well better than anyone, and he simply sat down and waited for the games. Planet Hulk is, I believe, a favorite of many, myself included, but when I saw that particular scene for the first time I was like, really? Little did I know, the story would work better that way. Now, let's see what could happen if we replace that small scene with one that will be indeed consistent in this alternative version. The Hulk gets angry. How dare this puny creature think the Hulk can be left in chains so easily? Unbreakable, he laughs with disdain, then roars with all his might, it's useless. They keep telling him this only fuels his anger. Little by little the chains start to give until the inevitable happens. The chains are broken. Then he smashes through the walls into his freedom. He jumps far and away. The others escape as well. The guards quickly recapture everyone. Well, almost. The ones who chased the Hulk and got too close quickly regret it. If they think they can put the Hulk in chains once again, they have a smash coming. Once he managed to find a rather solitary and calm place, the Hulk is gone. Puny Banner is back. He remains hidden, avoiding trouble. And anything that could trigger his anger. He looks for the young guard. Using his superior intellect and the various spare parts he finds there, he builds his ways out. This takes him months, and the Hulk certainly makes more than one appearance, and while he might not be fond of Bruce, he does his part in the construction of the spaceship that will take them out of where. As for the Red King and the others, they have truly lost interest in the Hulk. After all this time, why bother? Who eventually managed to leave. See what I mean? It's not the worst, but if I'm honest, the original is far better, and all because of that small inconsistency on a small scene. Hope you'll have enjoyed this video. Wish you all be back next week. Bye bye.